This is Chris Potatoes. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Potatoes, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Friday Night SmackDown August 18th, 2023 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Now, we kick off the show with the first segment of the night, which leads into a match. So, before we talk about the match, we gotta talk about the segment first. So, we kick off the show with Grayson Waller, and he is hosting the Grayson Waller Effect. And, he was talking about how tonight's a big night for, people like Edge celebrating 25 years. But that's because he got the Grayson Waller Effect, the Grayson Waller rub. Because if it wasn't for him, Edge wouldn't be relevant today. So that's what Grayson Waller was saying. And he says that more people wants the Grayson Waller rub. So he's here to introduce his special guest, the new United States Champion, Rey Mysterio, and Santos Escobar, the LWO. So the LWO comes out, Rey and Santos. And Rey and them was trying to talk and everything. But then, pretty much during a lot of times, Grayson Waller was just cutting Rey off and Santos and talk about Rey, why did you steal Santos's opportunity and all that stuff. And Rey was talking about how he didn't steal Santos's opportunity and all of that. And Santos said is that he is not mad at Rey or anything. He says the one person he is mad at is Austin Theory for what he did last week and all that stuff. And Grace Waller just keep on trying to get Rey and Santos off the same page, kept on trying to go Rey, you the one that stole Santos's opportunity to become a United States champion. It's legends like you that keeps on coming to SmackDown and won't pass the torch over to the young people and all that stuff. So that's what Grayson Waller was saying. And Rey Mysterio was talking about how he didn't steal no opportunity or anything. And the thing is it doesn't matter if he would have won it or Santos would have won it. The main thing is that the United States Championship is in the LWO. And then he goes oh, that makes y'all co-champions then, huh? Well, how come you came out with the United States Championship and not Santos? And just them going at it right there. But then all of a sudden, Austin Theory comes out there. And Austin Theory's all pissed off and everything. And he tells Santos, he goes look, the reason why Rey Mysterio is the new United States Champion is because he took your opportunity and everything. And the thing is, I could have still been here as the United States Champion if I was actually prepared to face Rey Mysterio. The issue is just freaking you got your leg hurt and you was just not man enough to face me in a match. So that's what Austin Theory was talking about, and then he was trying to call out Adam Pearce. Well, then Adam Pearce comes out and he says that nobody wants to hear Austin Theory complain tonight and everything. And then while he was talking, LA Knight comes out. And LA Knight says that he got a few things to say. He says he don't care if it's Rey Mysterio as United States Champion or Austin Theory as U.S. Champion. He says he wants to become the United States Champion. And he says that he don't got an issue with this because he says that he passed through 24 men at SummerSlam in the Battle Royal, and he says that he don't got no problem by passing through Austin Theory. And he looks at Adam Pearce, and he says, how about this? Me versus Austin Theory, one-on-one, winner of that match gets a shot for the United States Championship. And he was talking about how he never held it or anything. So that's what LA Knight says, and Adam Pearce liked the idea, and the match was now made official, and that was the first match of the night. LA Knight versus Austin Theory, one-on-one, winner faces Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship sometime soon. Who knows? But that's what it is, a number one contenders match. And this match was a pretty good match for the most part. As soon before the bell even rung and both guys was already in the ring, the Miz comes walking out and he's sitting at ringside. So then we got the match underway. Austin Theory starts taking control of the match right from the start because Knight was looking at Miz when Miz was coming out there. And it was just going back and forth between these two guys and everything. And then we get to the ending of this match where we see Austin Theory hit a big forearm onto LA Knight, and then he lifts LA Knight up on his shoulders to hit A-Town down onto him, but Knight gets off his shoulders and then picks up Austin Theory and hits him with a power slam in the ring, and they were setting up for that elbow drop. But then as soon as he was setting up for it, we see the Miz pop up on the ring apron, or actually he gets into the ring or whatever, and then LA Knight had chased him around the ring. Miz gets back into the ring. Knight gets in there. Miz is trying to hit Knight, but Knight ducks down. And then LA Knight clotheslines the Miz over the top rope, taking him out. And after he'd done that, that's when Austin Theory took advantage by rolling up LA Knight, grabbing the tights and everything, getting the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Austin Theory defeated LA Knight tonight, and he is the #1 contender for the United States Championship. So yeah, that's what happened there. It was a pretty good match though between those two guys. For that match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good match or whatever between Austin Theory and LA Knight. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see a bunch of superstars sending thank yous and all that stuff to Edge and celebrating his 25 years in the company. John Cena sent it out, Charlotte Flair, Sami Zayn, just a bunch of big names. So yeah, that's what happened there. Later on tonight, we'll see Edge versus Sheamus one-on-one tonight on SmackDown and much more. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown was a tag team match. So before we talk about that tag team match, we had Bayley and Dakota Kai come out, and Bayley pretty much just introduces the new WWE Women's Champion, Io Sky, just saying she's the new WWE Women's Champion, and that, that she is the, about the Sky stuff. So yeah, the genius of the Sky. So yeah, that's what Bayley was saying, and introduced Io Sky. So yeah, Io Sky comes out, and then we get to the tag team match. Io Sky and Bayley with Dakota Kai at ringside, Damage Control versus Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair in a tag team match. And this tag team match, it was a pretty good match. Bayley and Io was doing a lot of stuff to take out Charlotte and everything. Like at one point we see Charlotte on the top turnbuckle. She was going to do like a moonsault onto Bayley, but Bayley pushes her off the top turnbuckle and then outside the ring. And then that's when Io Sky starts beating the hell out of Charlotte. Throws Charlotte back into the ring. Bayley goes for the pin, but Charlotte kicked out at 2 and everything. And then eventually Io gets tagged in, and she was trying to hit the moonsault onto Charlotte at one point, but Charlotte moves out of the way and Io lands and everything, and then Io tags in Bayley. Bayley comes in there, try to lock on the figure 4 leg lock onto Charlotte, but Charlotte punches her right in the face. And then Charlotte crawls over there, tags in Bianca. And then as soon as Bianca gets in there, Bayley was trying to hit a clothesline onto Bianca. Bianca ducks. And then Charlotte hits a big boot onto Bayley. And then Bianca grabs Bayley and lifts her up on her shoulders, hitting the KOD onto her and then pinning her for the 3 count. So yeah, Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair defeated Damage Control tonight in a tag team match. That's why I happened. Pretty good tag team match. I'll give that match 3 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good tag team match between those 4 women. But yeah, that's what happened right there. And then after that, we still see more videos from superstars like Kevin Owens and Kurt Angle and stuff saying thank you to Edge and celebrating his 25 years. Because later on tonight, it is like rumored or whatever that tonight's going to be Edge's last match, and it'll be up against Sheamus. So, but we'll see about that. But yeah, that's what's happening later on tonight. And yeah, up next it'll be the Street Profits versus the OC in a tag team match up next. The Street Profits came out in their same theme song, so yeah, their theme song's still remaining, and they still did the same entrance and stuff. Their attire is like just darker, like black and stuff, and they still wearing the same ring attire and everything, and yeah, like that's what happened there, but yeah. That's what happened there, and up next the tag team match will be next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, it was a tag team match. But before we talk about that tag team match, we got to talk about a segment that happened backstage. Now we see, I think it was Kathy Kelly about to interview Bianca Belair, talking about Damage Control, how she finally handled the Damage Control issue. But as soon as Bianca was about to talk, she gets hit in the back with the steel chair by Bayley, and Damage Control starts attacking Bianca and stuff, beating her down, throw her into crates and everything. Bayley wrapped a steel chair around her leg, and then Io grabs a steel chair as well and hits the steel chair on the other steel chair that's, around her leg. So yeah, They took out Bianca, and looks like she's going to be taking off of TV for a minute, probably. But yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff. But then we get to the match, the next match of the night. It was Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Street Profits, versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson with Mia Yim at ringside, the OC in a tag team match. This match, it was a pretty good match for the most part. It was going back and forth and everything. At one point, we see Montez Ford jump off the top turnbuckle with a frog splash onto Carl Anderson. He only got 2 count out of it because Luke Gallows broke at the pin at the count of 2. And then at one point, we see the OC back suplex neck breaker combination onto Ford, and they only got 2 count out of it. Onto Angela, I meant, and they only got 2 count out of it. And Kevin Patrick actually called it the Magic Killer at one point, which is not. And then they actually tried the Magic Killer onto, I think it was Ford, and then that move got broken up and everything by Angelo, and then Angelo's in there as well. He gets tagged in. They took out Luke Gallows, and then they hit their new finisher move, which is a sit-out spine buster neck breaker combination onto Carl Anderson. They got the 3 count out of it. So yeah, the Street Profits defeated the OC tonight in a tag team match. For that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. And we see the Street Profits on the stage celebrating and everything. And then Bobby Lashley comes out there celebrating with the Street Profits. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty cool moment right there. But then after that, they showed what happened from last week on SmackDown with the Bloodline and the Usos and all that stuff. With Jay quitting and all that stuff. And then we see Paul Heyman backstage. Kayla Braxton comes up interviewing Paul Heyman, talking about the rumors and all that stuff. And Paul Heyman was like, you want to talk about rumors? Let's talk about rumors about you. Let's talk about your cousins and all that stuff. Let's talk about those rumors. Huh? You don't want to talk about those rumors? Then there ain't no rumors. So yeah, that's what Paul Heyman was talking about. But then all of a sudden, he gets a phone call while he's doing the interview. And then all of a sudden, he was talking for a second, and then he turns off the phone, and Kayla asks Paul, like, oh, what was that about? And Paul Heyman was like, well, my sources told me that Jimmy Uso will be live on SmackDown next week. And she says, well, who was your source? And Paul Heyman was like, well, we can't give that up, can we? And then he just walks away. So, yeah, that's what happened there. Jimmy Uso will be on SmackDown next week. But up next, it looks like it'll be the main event. It will be Edge versus Sheamus, one-on-one up next on SmackDown. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, it was a one-on-one match. It was the main event. It was Edge versus Sheamus, one-on-one. Now, Ridge Holland Butch was not at ringside for this match. We see Beth Phoenix. She's in the front row in the crowd with their kids and everything. They are obviously in Toronto tonight, and it has been said that this is going to be Edge's last match, and I'll just give my thoughts about his run after the match. So yeah, we get to the match, and this match, it was a damn good match. Like, it was going back and forth between these two guys. There were some cool moves, like we see Edge powerbomb Sheamus off the ring apron onto the floor, which was pretty cool. At one point, Sheamus was standing on the ring apron. He got speared. Edge spears him through the ropes onto the floor and everything, which was pretty cool. And these two guys just beating the hell out of each other a lot of times in this match. At one point, we see Edge hit a superplex onto Sheamus in the ring, and then he lifts him back up and hits the execution onto Sheamus. He pins him, but Sheamus kicks out at 2. But then at one point, we see Sheamus on the top turnbuckle, and he hits a avalanche white noise onto Edge off the second turnbuckle, and then he lifts him up immediately, and then hits high cross onto him. He pins him, but Edge kicks out at 2 as well. And it was just going back and forth between these two guys. And then after that, we see Sheamus hitting the 10 beats to the battering ram onto Edge, and then after he got done, Edge just looks at him. I think he flicks him off, and then Sheamus has hell no to that and started beating the hell out of Edge after that. Just hit him multiple times in the chest. And then Edge starts coming back during this match, and he takes down Sheamus. He goes to the corner, setting up for the spear, but then Sheamus catches him with a knee to the face, and then after the knee to the face, he hits the bro kick onto Edge. He pins him 1, 2, Edge barely kicking out at 2. Sheamus goes back to the corner, setting up for the bro kick. Edge gets back up, and then Sheamus goes for the bro kick. Edge ducks the bro kick, rolls him up for a pin, but only got a 2 count out of it. But as soon as Sheamus kicks out at 2, Edge hits him with a spear, and then he pins him 1, 2, Sheamus barely kicking out at 2, and then Edge goes back to the corner, and he hits the second spear onto Sheamus, and then he pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Edge defeated Sheamus tonight in a one-on-one match. That's what happened. Great match. For that match, I'll give it 4 stars, or I'll give it 4.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a great match, so if you have yet, go check it out. I'll say that was match of the night for me. But yeah, really great match between Edge and Sheamus. After the match ended, we see a bunch of pyro go off for Edge, and then Sheamus goes up to Edge and just gives him a big hug in the middle of the ring. So yeah, and SmackDown goes off the air. But yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good match. Like I said, that was match of the night for me. For tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown, I'll give it 8.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. The show was but then the main event was really good and stuff. So yeah, and the crowd was into it and all that stuff. But yeah, like I said, great stuff right there. But yeah, speaking about Edge, now if this is his last match, it was still a good match at least. But yeah, like I said, this match was a great match and everything, but now we gotta talk about his whole run, his second run after coming back to the company. His run has been pretty good for, like, the most part. Like, I really liked it and everything, and yeah, there was some moments that was like, alright now. But, you know, like, we had that moment where he returned at the Rumble in 2020 and stuff. Obviously, great moment. The feud with Randy Orton was great. It sucked that he got injured and everything, and, you know, the matches and stuff had happened, like, with no crowd and all that stuff. But still, great feud with Randy Orton. He went into that feud with Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan, and that feud was great. And then that triple threat match at WrestleMania they had was amazing. His feud with Seth Rollins, that was his best feud, in my opinion, in the second run, you know. In this second run, his best feud was with Seth Rollins, and they had great matches on SmackDown, SummerSlam, and that Crown Jewel and that Hell in a Cell match, which was really great. Now, you had some moments and stuff like Edge winning the Rumble and everything, and then, like, you know, him feuding with AJ Styles. Like, the feud was alright, and obviously the match was not terrible. It was not the worst for sure, but it, like, obviously we all thought it was going to be better and stuff, but still, I mean, we got it, and it happened, and all that stuff. It was dream matches that everybody wanted and stuff, and you know what? We got it, and it happened, you know? So yeah, stuff like that happened, and obviously he had some good matches too, like against Austin Theory and Damian Priest and stuff. So yeah, they had some great moments and stuff, and his feud with Finn Balor and stuff was alright, but yeah, and then obviously he comes to SmackDown, only had like 3 matches on SmackDown and all that stuff. But yeah, like I said, it was still a great run for like the most part. I really liked it, at least. Now, if this is his last match, it does suck that, you know, that he's leaving, obviously. But at least he will get to go out on his own terms this time instead of going out with an injury, you know. So yeah, still great and all that stuff. And yeah, 25 years of Edge being in WWE. Now, in my opinion, I hope this ain't his last match, you know, which would be great if it wasn't. But if it is, thank you, Edge, for everything that you did. And yeah, just great stuff. But yeah, like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Jose. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later for tomorrow night's AEW Collision reviews, and see you guys later for this Monday's Monday Night Raw reviews. See you guys later. Until then.